welcome back to episode 787,403. I feel like it's taken forever, but these things take time, and as you've been keeping up with the videos, you'll know that there's a lot of detail going into the suspension in the front of this little Fiat 126. And in the last episode, you will have noticed that we made all our front tubs and strut towers finally fit so we can actually get them welded in. And in this episode, we're going to do exactly that, and you'll find out that this was actually a bit of a nightmare, but we got it done. I have started welding the strut towers because what we're about to do before we weld all the tubs in is actually make our inner tubs in the footwell of the Fiat 126.
So yes, I have started welding in the strut towers for good reason, and I'm trying to secure the strut towers in their final position before I do the inner arches on the inside of the car. Like I mentioned in the last video, there's still big gaping holes on the inside that we still need to fill in. And I want to do those first before I weld in the outer tubs. That way I can basically weld those outer tubs to the strut tower on the inside, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm going to show you anyway. And as you can see, big gaping hole here. Now, what we need to do is move some of this wire and loom over there and start making an inner wheel arch. Now, I have already sort of started making a wheel arch. As you can see here, it needs to be sort of this angle. I've eyeballed it already off camera. Obviously, I need to know what I'm doing. Now, when these wheel arches are done, they're not going to look much different to OEM, but they are actually different to OEM because I've drawn out what the original one sort of looked like and what the new one will look like. So you can see the radius, basically, that's the new one, and the old one sort of went down like that because the wheel was like hitting here. Obviously, our new wheel arch is now up here now. So we've got to add quite a bit of a height difference to the tub so it sort of flows with the wheel arches that we're putting in the front of the 126. Now this is a bit of a weird shape because it is currently that way, but we need to make it sort of rounded at the same time and sort of blend into the metal that is existing there already. Now this is easier said than done because not only does the metal bend that way, it also has to bend that way as well. And I don't have any like English wheels or anything like that to make it rounded edges like that. So yeah, I've got to bend this metal into two different directions. So I'm gonna have to manipulate it quite a bit. So hopefully we can get it done. I've got to put a couple of bead rolls in it, weld it all in there, and hopefully it sort of looks how I'm picturing in my head. Actually, before I carry on, you'll know in the last video that I mentioned I got new microphones and I was gonna be using from now on. Compressor's going, watch this, press this button so it goes green. That should be noise cancelling AI. So you could probably still hear the compressor but not as loud. And with one click of a button, you can just switch modes halfway through the video. So hopefully I can do this from now on and it's not too much of an issue. One of the things I was saying is, you know, we've got to try and make it look OEM as possible, but we've got a big strut tower that's now poking through. So this is sort of going to go up, and you're going to have just this little corner of strut tower poking through the chassis, basically, which is not a problem, but what I think I'm going to do is cut it a little bit lower down here, and then from there, I can then put these bead rolls into my new panel and hopefully just have it welded all the way out there and straight across here, and we should get something that looks pretty decent. It's going to be quite rubbish to film because it's quite dark in here, but I'll do my best. First point of call is to clean up all the areas, get all the red paint off it. Yeah, just give it a bit of a nice area for us to work with. Anyway, let's try to get the new panel in. So the new panel is going to come down here basically, because this is where it's sort of flat. So we need to come sort of up on the flat, because it obviously starts turning or curving here. I need to come up on the flat all the way up to here. So I'm going to try and mark out where I want it to sit, and then mark out where the bead rolls are going to go. This needs to go something like that. Cool. So that wants to go there. Just mark out where the bead rolls are going to go. There. There. So, we now have a panel which looks like the OEM. So, we'll bang that in now. Hopefully, these line up as they should. And this is a good camera angle because I've done it now. So, hopefully it's in shot. You're very high right now. Look at that. OEM. There you go. Once it's in the correct spot. That looks as good as original as I can possibly get it. So, yeah, we'll start tacking that in, I guess. Cut the excess off, clean up all the areas with the finger file, and then I'll get it tacked in. Right, what are we dealing with here? Yeah, we have the start of something. This is going to be one of those ones where I have to tack it as I go to get it in the correct position, which shouldn't be a problem. The most important part is getting the bead rolls to line up, and then the rest of it, well, you can sort of manipulate it your own way after that. Whew. Anyway, if you've seen that TikTok of the Japanese kid shouting about Yuki Tsunoda, it's probably one of my favourite videos ever. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda!
Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Da da! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Da da! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda! Oh, Yuki Tsunoda!
Right. I think we're looking semi-good. I'm going to have to weld from the backside on this area here, behind the cage. Obviously, I can't get the welding torch behind it. But I'm going to be welding it from both sides. I'll clean it up on the both sides to make it look nice after it's done. I'm happy on that scale. I just want to weld across here and lock this shape in before I try and manipulate this edge right here, because I want to wrap that around, put a weld in the middle here or wherever it needs to go, and yeah. Looking nice. Right, this was playing up, but it's okay now. So I welded it from that side. I mean, it's not very pretty because of the welder was messing up. So I've got to clean all the penetration off around here. I've got it all welded down the side here, welded up there as well. And yeah, just got to clean up that bit there. And then I'm gonna cut a slit into this and fold that round and follow this radius. And yeah, I think that's how we're gonna go with it. Okay, we are getting somewhere. You can see that I sort of slid it, tacked it, and welded it around. You can see that it sort of like, you know, follows the contour of the original arch. Now, that then goes into that one, which is like still needing a little bit of fettling, making sure there's a little bit more of a gap there. But can't really grumble at that. As long as I can get it to like, follow this radius, I think we're on to a winner. But yeah, I've literally just got to sit here and just weld all these seams up now, hammer and dolly it a little bit, and then address that edge there. Got to cut that corner off because that can't stick out like that. That's got to be flush. So yeah, I'm gonna weld all the way around here and all the way around those gaps, clean it up, and I'll join you in a minute because my phone is about to die. So that's welded. I actually can't really film this because I've got to literally lay in here and weld it. So I'm gonna basically get this little corner here. There's a missing corner piece there. And then it's just cleaning it all up. I've welded it from the inside. So then we've just got to clean this up. It should be a little bit easier to clean up, but I've got a lot of welding to do. So I'll join you when it's all finished and that triangle is finished. Down here I blew a load of holes, so ignore that. But yeah, got to weld it all together. It's looking OEM-ish. As you can see from my face, I'm covered in dirt, and I have skipped a few steps, but it's done. Nice. Happy with that. Now, got a little secret to tell you. I did the passenger side first, and you didn't even know. I've already done it. Tested it out first. Driver side, passenger side. I did that one first, and then I moved that over to here. I had to test the process, so yeah. We now have a pair of front, like, inner tubs, so to speak. So, yeah, I am fed up today. of laying in here. It has been horrible, but look at that. I think it's come out fairly decent. And I'm pretty sure it's all getting carpeted anyway, so you're never going to see it anyway, but pretty pleased with it. Pretty pleased with how they come out. They are a lot taller than factory, and I think they look fairly OEM. What do you reckon? You tell me in the comments right now if they look OEM. Nice. Now, I'm gonna go home, because it's Friday evening. Right, okay, it is now a new week. Now we've got to finish welding in the front tubs themselves. Well, this really isn't very easy to do. I underestimated how hard it was going to be to get in those areas down there, but I'll figure it out as I go along. Here, weld's nice, really here. Wasn't the best here. It's not terrible, but it's not the best. And it's because thick material to thin material. This is thin, this is thin. Yeah, I just have to think about how I'm going to do things when I do welding in different areas around this panel. It's all going to get smoothed in anyway, but you know, got to make it a nice job while you can. But yeah, this is going to take me ages to weld everything in here, and it's getting hot today. That door is like an oven. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. So many hours have gone by, and I think I underestimated how much of a pain this was going to be to weld. I've done most of it, but there's some angles I just can't get the torch in very easily. Taking me a long time. I've done most of it, but man, long time. You just saw me weld down there, weld down there. I've welded all the way around there, down there, down there, down there. Same again, welded all of that edge along there, down there, down there. And I've got to still do that bit there. Managed to get to most of this edge here. And around the back of this one. I mean, it's not my best welds beyond there because it is so packed. Got behind the back of there. And now, I've got to get the torch like in there. But this is where you want the torch. So that's awkward. Same again for this side. Started welding along this edge here. I'm gonna weld along that edge here. This was a pain. It is all a pain. I even got behind there, just behind there. I started addressing some of the not so good welds at the back now. I'll be the first to admit they didn't go as well as I like them to. So just clean them up with a finger file. Yeah, this bit went really, really nice. It is a struggle. It really is a struggle to get these welds. Especially like, I've still got to weld that bit in there. Just, you can get it. You can't see. You can't see. Like, your eyes are like in here. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's such a nightmare. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I've got to trim all the underneath. I've got to trim this bit out here. This needs to come out. because I've actually cut it out on this side as well. Look. That's what it's going to be like. So trim that to suit all the way around there, and then you'll have that edge all the way down, and then an inner arch is going to sit on this edge here, and then button up to there. But yeah, I've got to clean all that, and I've also got to weld all this in, and these plug welds down the bottom, which actually back onto the tub itself. Oh, why did I underestimate how much work this welding was going to be? It's painful and it's hot. It's hot today. If anything, this project has taught me a lot. Don't underestimate big projects. Nightmare. Torch through the hole in the dash.
Now what I'm doing here is dremeling all the welds. Now usually I'd probably leave these, but because these are getting all smoothed in, when they get smoothed in, you don't want any high spots from any of the welds. So I'm dremeling all the welds so they've got a nice radius to them. So when they're body worked, you can have a nice smooth finish to the edges. And I'm doing all around the strut tower and the back of the strut tower, because when I put the closing panel on for the front windscreen cowling, when that goes back in, I'm not going to be able to get in there with the tool. So I'm doing it now, so when the panel goes back in, you don't have to get in there with great difficulty with some funky tools. So yeah, lots of welding, lots of dremeling, just a lot of boring stuff. But we also finished this little panel on the front tub. Now you see here, I've actually used 5mm steel, and the reason for that is so I could get a nice bevel on it. So just filling it in so it's smooth with the outer arch, and then obviously welding it all in, keeping it cool with the compressor, and then just grinding it smooth and making it look pretty afterwards. And I think it come out pretty decently.
So pretty much everything in the engine bay is welded up now. But there's still a few things I have to do, like the inside of the arches need welding. Like I got to weld all those holes up and all the seams, etc., etc. But under the bonnet, I think it's been a very time-consuming task, but I think we're done. You saw me obviously weld all the way at the back and then Dremel all of these welds around here. And the reason being is when it gets filled, you want like a nice seam all the way along. You don't want to build up with filler because there's a big high spot of weld. Same again from down there. I had to Dremel all of those. Number one being when I put this panel on, I can't actually get down there again. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to get down there and address all those. You'll be able to put some filler down there with your hand, but getting the tool down there, basically impossible. So I had to do that. Been an absolute nightmare, to be honest. I underestimated how much of an issue it would be to work behind these strut towers. I don't know why I underestimated it, but I did. We got there in the end. There is probably a little bit more I need to address, but you saw how much I struggled to weld underneath and behind there. Not entirely happy with it, but it will do the job, and I think I got the best I could out of the situation that I was in. Obviously got these welded up. Looks good. Looks good from this angle. Obviously it needs all bodywork and stuff, but when you look at this angle, it looks a little bit weird. And I wasn't entirely sold on the finished look after I'd done it from this angle. So I wasn't quite sure if that was the right choice. But then I remembered this is a forward-facing bonnet, so you will never look at it from this angle. You only look at it in this angle. And from this angle, it looks decent. Same again, obviously, for this one. Looks decent. So, is is what it is, basically, but it is all solid, all welded down there. Obviously, the few little finishing welds I need to do and tidy up the inside of the arch here, because like I said before, this is going to get cut out, and I've actually decided that I'm going to make a panel which finishes this. This other one came out to about here. Obviously, we've cut this far into the front of basically the front panel. So we had this much excess material. So I've had to cut that out. And I'll make a front panel that goes straight across and spot welds to the tub all the way around. And obviously, we can weld to this seam as well. Take a good look at it now, because when the bonnet's on, you'll never see it from this angle. So we have inner arches, we have outer arches all welded in. Technically, the suspension can go on, but there's a few little bits that I need to address on the inside of the arches where all our mounting points are. So just need to tidy up some of those, weld a few bits on the inside, and then it can sort of go into primer, and I'll move on to the back, which is very, very simple in comparison. It's separate bag, and I just got to mount a shock, and then it can sort of go together and be on the floor. So yeah, the hard bit was the front, and we're very, very nearly finished. But I can't do anything else on the Fiat right now because of a few things. Number one, I ain't got time. Number two, I'm gonna go buy a new car today. Now, I'm not buying a new car as a project because, I buy a lot of projects. I'm just buying the car because it's a very good deal and it's got a lot of valuable bits on it, which buying this car makes sense to buy because it ticks so many boxes in one buy. So I'm buying another car today, right? Number two, I'm taking a car to go tracking today, and then I got to finish my friend Charlie's car because his car is on a massive deadline crunch, and we had to get it done today on tomorrow because I'm going away. And Saturday morning, very, very early Saturday morning, I am about to embark on a just under 2,500 mile journey across Europe in a 35-year-old car, which has not driven more than 2 hours in one shot. So I've obviously got to get the car tracked, make sure it's all good, finish packing, and then just close up shop for a good week. So next week there won't be a video because I'll be traveling, and hopefully fingers crossed, the video that I'm making on this road trip is out the week after, which I've started editing already because I've been filming it in the background. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of things in the background recently, and I've edited just over 2 minutes. Can't lie, it's the best video I've filmed and edited, and I've just done 2 segments of it. So I'm putting a lot of effort into this. The iPhone is overheating every time I'm editing it, but it's fine. But yeah, I'm hoping it comes out really, really good. I bought some new stuff to make the videos better. So all is going well, but yeah, I'm very, very busy and I can't finish the Fiat. And there won't be another video next week because I'm not here. So if you do want to watch some videos that you've probably not seen before, my members page, the channel members, you can join it. There's a link in the description. There's some videos on there, and I upload a lot of behind the scenes stuff on what's going on around the workshop, the secret projects that happen in the background, regular updates. You get discount for merchandise. You get a little badge of my logo next to your name in my comment section if you are a member. But yeah, lots of stuff going on there, and we'll upload another video probably the next couple of days before I go away, and I will be just more behind the scenes shots of what's going on around the workshop. So if you are missing me next week, there is always the channel members section. And if you are a member, thank you very much. Lots of great support over there, and I appreciate every single one of you and every single one that watches the main channel videos anyway. So I am absolutely rambling on. I've got a lot to do. Appreciate all your support. I'm going to be late for my tracking session, so I'm going to leave it here. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Like the video. Do all that. And I am checking out. Goodbye.